Hello and welcome back from a quiet-ish corner of Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. It's actually the old terminal. They're building a beautiful new one next door, which is nearly ready. So I'm heading up to Mfuwe to have 3 days of safari. It's a short flight, it's only an hour and a bit on quite a small plane, so it'll be different for me. So let's go. And here we are. First thing we do is get on a little bus to take us out to our plane. Note how incredibly flat it is. That's Zambia. Really, really flat, high altitude, relatively high altitude plateau. And there's our little plane, and we all get out and have to carry up our little bit of hand luggage. We're allowed, I think, 15 kilos in total, so it's, we're not allowed much. And then we carry just one bag on the plane, nothing else. You can see it's a bit tight for room. There you go, climb up, nothing flash here. It's been a long time since I've been in a plane with propellers, so that was a bit of a new thing for me. And then we're off. Look how flat it is. Amazing. I love it. Of course, I come from Canterbury Plains in New Zealand. This is like home. I'm looking down on Zambia for the next hour. It's really dry. Locals think it's quite green, but it wasn't for me. So there we are. Little pro flight was over. Such a nice little plane. And then into Mfuwe Airport. This is just the trip in to South Luangwa National Park. It takes about 35-40 minutes from the airport. It's not far. Mainly, though, it's because the road isn't terrific. It has its moments along the way. It's good at this point, but this is what the landscape looks like. This is where people live. These are their homes and their little stalls as you go past them along the way, and the children on their way to school. Majority around here do go to school because the Mfuwe Lodge and Bush Camp, which is the company that runs the lodge I'm going to, one of the ways that they give back to the local community is to support the schools, and of course they support the parents and the households. Well, they don't support them, they create a lot of employment. The lodges couldn't run without the local people. Their work and their knowledge is extraordinary. This is coming into the village of Mfuwe. You can see the clothes being sold at a local store. Quite sparsely populated in this area, but everything is along the road. So all these little stalls, these little businesses, they're busy for the local people. As you come along here, you'll see that this is a completely dry riverbed, but come the rainy season, because this is the dry season, come November, this will be a raging torrent. Absolutely raging torrent, and will be a huge, probably flood over the road, which is why the roads get damaged so badly during the rainy season. But that's what it's like out here, and everything that is dusty will suddenly be lush and green, and the grasses will grow very tall. It will be a completely different landscape in the rainy season. And then there it is. We're in the South Luangwa National Park entrance, and the first thing that we do is we go over the Luangwa River, and it's obviously, as I said, it's the dry season, but it's a huge river, and it's all within Zambia, so it's part of a huge natural resource for the country. And then as you go over the river, then the next thing you come to is an oxbow lake, the lagoon that the Mfuwe Lodge is built on. And all of a sudden, everything changes, because right there is my first hippo that I have seen in the wild. And little did I know how more there would be. Just a little further up, and there's a lovely big crocodile. I'm Australian, we get good at spotting crocodiles in Australia. And then that is a raft of hippos. They just look like a floating island. Some people call them pods because they're quite closely related to whales. But they're just beautiful, and there were so many of them. And then as you look across onto the other side, that's the beginning of the lodges. That's the little lodge I was staying in, right in there, the second one in, and well, little lodge, little villa that was my home for the next few days. It was just stunning with the hippopotamuses and the crocodiles just outside my door. No fences here. The elephants, the hippopotamuses, everything, the leopards, everything is free to come in. We are in their territory. And this is the entrance to Mfuwe Lodge. Right, this is Mfuwe Lodge, and I am now going to have my safety briefing. What an amazing place.
Smile. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope. Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one a heart as pure, no, not like yours.
So this is the dining hall and the lodge. These are amazing. So many things here that I would happily take home. I think the lights are fantastic because it looks out over the little swimming pool. It's not a big pool, but it'd be enough on a hot day to get refreshed. And then the lodges are down further. These wall panels look fantastic. Imagine the bricks are made locally. I can't imagine anybody would bring them in. They look really very much artisan made. This is my lodge here, and the lagoon just in front of me. This is my room. In fact, my whole little villa out here with a gorgeous bathroom. Hello. Little shower that I can look out the window while I'm having a shower and look out on the lagoon. How good is that? And the ceiling. Honestly, if I was just coming here to sleep, I think this would be a great place. But it just keeps getting better. Come out here, and that's the lagoon. Now something has just called really loudly, and I suspect that up there is an eagle. I'll see if I can find it. Well, there we are. Isn't that a wonderful welcome to Mfuwe? A sea eagle. Thank you. Give it away, Kate.
That's a good one. Is the real zebra crossing?
Oh, it's a zebra crossing.
This is actually the unique species to this area and Nika in Malawi, the crochet zebra. They're actually subspecies of actual zebra. If you look carefully, the straps, they come all the way down to the middle of the belly. Where's the other zebras? They end up in front. So that's what actually that's the difference between other zebras and these. Yeah. That's a typical dazzle zebra.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should have told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed. You know, you know that I won't let you go. Put your arms around me and I'll let you know how it feels when time goes slow. And I won't let it rush when I
And just as I was beginning to give up hope, there they were. Sorry, it's a bit fuzzy, but a whole herd of elephants coming back from the river, and they're going towards a village where they feel safer, because over the years they have learned to keep away from this area at night, because that's when the poachers would come in and kill them. And now they are hopefully much safer in the national park. Not completely safe, of course, unfortunately, but much safer. And so this is, their habit over many, many years. And some of you will recognise this little fella. He was on my Instagram. Isn't he wonderful? He was so brave. He's like a teenager. I'm going to protect you, my whole little tribe of women. He's just a boy. He had a wee charge at us. And then he very quickly scooted back to his mum. There he goes, little chap, so beautiful. This is a lioness feeding her cubs in the middle of the road. Look at that. Oh my God. How brilliant is that? Look at those little babies. Look at that. Oh my God.
you dance and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you. I fall into you. Hey, I wish I could show you more, 'cause baby you deserve some more. But still you're here and that's what I adore. Should've told you straight away everything I have to say, but I'm afraid and I know you haven't noticed. You know that I won't let you go. Put your arms around me and I'll let you know how it feels when time goes slow. And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you. I fall into you.
You might have guessed, but I could have stayed there all night and watched this lioness and her three beautiful boys. She's such a good mother. They're all really healthy, The one that's with her is the little Lion King. He's the biggest and strongest of them all, and I think in many ways perhaps the most confident. He really is so incredibly powerful for a little boy, a little cub, and she is just completely relaxed. We were there, we were very close, and there was another van quite close, but no, she had no concerns. She knows she's in command. It was just wonderful. Thank you, Mama Lion. That was very, very kind of you to let us watch. The next stop was for just a little snack before dinner as the sun went down and before the night drive began. So we stopped on the banks of the Luangwa River to watch the hippopotamuses and time go by.
This is what summer.
Oh man.
I wish I could show you more, 'cause baby you deserve some more.
Yeah, look. He's just peeping out of the water. The air is so beautiful. It's sweet smelling. And it's warm. Look, they're moving now.
Oh yeah.
Off they go. Those wonderful creatures. Did you see that big yawn? He's waking up. And here we are. This is this fabulous room. At night. Wonderful statue of a wild dog, which we have not seen yet. But these I want to take home. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and that you'll join me when I come back soon with part 2 of South Luangwa National Park and wonderful Mfuwe Lodge. See you then. Bye.